Imagine living in a land rich with gold, deep forests, and proud people, but everyone is divided. This was West Africa hundreds of years ago, long before the country we now know as Ghana even existed. Today, we re-diving into the incredible story of how the Ashanti Kingdom began and how unity turned small, scattered groups into one of Africa's mightiest empires. Before the Ashanti Kingdom was a thing, the Ashanti people lived in separate towns and clans. Think of it like a bunch of different school clubs that all speak the same language and like the same things, but never actually hang out or work together. Each town had its own chief, and while they shared a common culture, this separation made them weak. Enemies could attack one town, and no one would come to help. Trading goods was difficult, and keeping the peace was a constant struggle. The people were tired of being vulnerable. They needed a leader, and more importantly, they needed a brand new idea. That big change arrived with two legendary figures: Osei Tutu, a strong and ambitious leader from the town of Kumasi, and Okomfo Anokye, a powerful high priest famous for his wisdom and spiritual connection. Osei Tutu had a clear vision. The only way the Ashanti people could survive and thrive was if they united as one nation. Okomfo Anokye supported this idea, believing that this unity was destined by the heavens. Together, they called all the different chiefs for a massive meeting, a gathering that would change the course of history forever. Picture this: all the important chiefs are gathered. The air is thick with anticipation. Okomfo Anokye begins a sacred ritual, chanting and calling upon the ancestors. Suddenly, according to Ashanti tradition, the sky darkened, thunder rumbled, and a magnificent golden stool floated down from the heavens, landing gently on Osei Tutu's lap. This was no ordinary piece of furniture. Okomfo Anokye declared that this golden stool held the soul, the spirit, and the very identity of all Ashanti people combined. He announced a critical rule: no one could ever sit on it, not even the king, because the stool belonged to the entire nation. It was the ultimate symbol of their unity. Faced with this powerful sign, all the chiefs pledged their loyalty to one another and agreed to unite. With that historic agreement, the Ashanti Kingdom was born. Osei Tutu was crowned the first Asanahin, the king of all the Ashanti people, and Kumasi became the kingdom's bustling capital city. United, the Ashanti people were unstoppable. They established a strong, organized government and built a formidable army that could defend their lands. Their economy boomed, fueled by the rich gold mines and strategic trade routes they now controlled. The Ashanti Kingdom quickly expanded, becoming a major political and economic force in West Africa, respected and feared by all. So, why does this story from hundreds of years ago still matter today? The origin of the Ashanti Kingdom teaches us a powerful and timeless lesson. There is incredible strength in unity. When people come together for a common purpose, they can achieve amazing things. Even now, Ashanti traditions, symbols like the Golden Stool, and the role of the Asanahin continue to be a vital part of Ghana's culture and identity. And it all started with a shared vision, a powerful belief, and a stool made of pure gold. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this piece of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from around the world. See you next time.